should align? How do you think one can align expectations between founders and investors?
That's a difficult question. What do you mean?
So when you decide that you're fundraising, what do you think needs to be in alignment for there to be synergy? Raising money is a bit like dating. You're trying to find the right partner for your business. So it's almost like you're courting, like MK spoke about, you're going for tea, you're trying to see if there's a fit and a match. So how do you think this will, if you had to do it again for someone else in another business, how would you suggest they then align between the two entities?
Okay, so you want to go for people who understand your market, who understand the type of business you have, because a lot of people, like I said, if you're going to like the older guys, some of them don't understand tech, right? It's very few people that you'll find like MK who have been in tech who understand it. So when you're talking, they understand the language, they understand where what your vision is and where you're going. But a lot of people, so you have to find people who are also going to help you in terms of, so for example, in implementing on how your business is going to grow. You don't just want someone going to put money, but someone who's going to open doors for you. So for instance, I mean, we like the majority of our business is still coming from food. You want to have the right partners who can then also link you with the right people. For example, someone who can say, hey, I can get you in with KFC. I can get you in with Simba brands. You don't just want someone who's just coming in and just giving you 100K and leaves you to do your work, even though sometimes that can be also what you're looking for, right? And then you want someone also who can help. Maybe sometimes you might also know that there's skills that you lack. There's some advice, there's some mentorship, so you want someone, so you have to also know exactly, first of all, as a founder, you have to know exactly what you're looking for in an investor. Yeah. Are you looking for someone who's gonna just give you money and shut up? If that's the case, for the money. But if you're also looking for people who are gonna help you strategically, for example, someone like an MK has started a business and run a business and knows what it is to get into debt, knows what it is to take L's. That's a founder that's an investor someone like me might be looking for, because you're like, okay, this person can also give you, they know, they see things that you haven't seen, so they can also advise you on ways to bypass that. They can also help you on things like, hey, this is how governance should work in the company. This is how you should set up your board. So you want some people who've got that experience, who know more than you, and they're gonna help you. They're gonna add value. So it just depends on the person. If you're looking for just money, then good. You just look for someone who's willing to put money and not say a word. And then you also, if you're looking for someone who's also going to come in with skills that you don't have, or relations that you don't have, that they can put you in the right doors, and it gives you big clients. So you should just know what you're looking for. Like you said, it's kind of like courting. You know exactly, hey, I'm looking for a girl who's tall, who's slim, or whatever. You also need to know the requirements that you're going to want from the investor, and at the stage of your startup, what your requirements are. So some, because it's early stage, need more help than the guys who are on Series BC might just need more strategic partners who can align them in the countries that they're trying to enter. I hope that's answered the question.
All right. No, yeah, it does. Luther, let me ask the same question to you. How?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. How best do you think that founders and investors can align their expectations, in your experience?
I think it's within the relationship, like I previously said. So you have to have all the agreements. You have to agree on paper. You have to agree. What's the word now? With your mind, or how do I put it? Like, it's almost it's a marriage, right? So there has to be the synergy in both your goals. If they don't align, there'll be problem in eventually. We had that experience where it's a VC who needs, who has all these expectations of very high expectations. Let me just put it that way. And it's almost like that's all it's about. Like, we had to walk away from that deal because we are building a startup that grows fast, but there's a lot of the context in which we work is really hard. We are not in Silicon Valley. We are not in a country where resources are there and the cost of business isn't high and all those challenges. So we had to cut out of that deal because it wasn't realistic. We couldn't. We just couldn't do that. So in the relationship, I mean, when you get the interest from investors, you have to at least be nitty-gritty about your expectations and see if they agree to it. And there's a first like marriage, then you go ahead with it. If not, there will be a breakup sometime or a divorce sometime.
Okay.
I hope that answers.
Yeah, no, that answers. MK, would you like to also speak about expectations? What are the expectations? Luther also brought up something very important. There's a lot of investors are looking towards Silicon Valley type of growth. So that's also an expectation that needs to be met. But MK, how do you think investors and funders can align expectations?
Indeed, I think what the other colleagues have said really is definitely the issue of the relationship. One thing maybe I can just add is investors are human beings. It's not like when you have got money or you have people's money to invest, you become a superhuman or something like that way. So studies have shown what they call investor psychological profiles. So one of the profiles is an aggressive investor who wants results now and is hard charging and is impatient. So that kind of investor is aggressive and is not patient, wants money quickly. Then we have another one called the flexible investor. He is not aggressive or defensive, but is very pragmatic and open-minded and adaptive. So he's someone who can actually be more open-minded than the aggressive one. Then there's a defensive investor. He's very cautious and timid, and risk frightens him and security reassures him. So if you've got that kind of person, these are kind of conservative investors who wants specific investments where there's less risk. In most cases, you might have a property investor who knows that once I invest in property, nothing will happen. My house will be there. Don't talk back at me. Nothing will happen. Then you've got a nervous investor who's very jumpy and might be aggressive or pragmatic or cautious. So also he has got his own interest if you look at that. Then finally, we have the trader, someone who's a transaction and wants to trade. So that person is looking for short-term gains and wants quick, in and out. So you need to understand has to be very quick-witted and is an intelligent guy and wants quick money. So you actually, as an entrepreneur, you need to really look and align from ecological profile to say, are we gelling? Are we walking this journey together? We are looking at exiting after 3 years. This investor, is he looking at that? Because some of the investors, maybe this is their only money. They will need this money to pay school fees for the children. You need to understand if they can lose that money or not. So you need to really profile them in that manner. So I think that's what I can add. But what other colleagues have said, I think it really is what I also have seen.
Okay.